Welcome. Today we begin with our feet firmly against the floor. Now remember, if your feet don't reach the floor, you can come forward in the chair a little, or you can get a blanket and put it under your feet. We sit tall, we rest our thighs in the chair, and we lift through the ribs here. Elbows in at your side, and if you're comfortable enough, glance down or close your eyes. And then check in with your body. How do you feel today? Maybe noticing from the inside out. And just acknowledge how you feel. It's valid. And then we gently open our eyes and let's take our hands up overhead. Reach, reach, reach long overhead here. Tall mountain in the chair. And then we gently float them back and down. Let's do that again. Inhale them up. Hold them up here for a moment. Reach out to one side. Keep breathing though. Don't hold your breath. And then both hands up. And on the exhale, they float gently back and down. So let's take that right hand across your body. You can hold on to the chair or press into the thigh. And feel a little bit of twist now in your ribs. And then come on back and do it in the other direction. Twisting is very beneficial for your internal self. All your organs in there. We're just kind of massaging them just a little, but maybe just enough. So today we'll focus on twisting. Let's lift the arms and let's turn to the right and bring the hands down on the right. Just hold here for a moment. Notice how your body feels in a twist. Can you twist a little bit more? And then we'll release all that. Take the hands back up overhead and go in the other direction. So we lift the ribs, turn to the left. Bring the hands down, maybe pressing into the chair or the thigh. And then maybe we twist a little deeper. Always twisting in the core here. And on an exhale, we release that forward again and release the hands down. Let's heel toe the feet out. And let's heel toe them back in. Working the ankles a little, but also getting a nice stretch right here in the inner thigh. This time, just the right foot. Take it out. Hold it there. Place your hand there or your forearm. Let's take a lateral stretch here. Over to the right. Not just over to the right, but up and out so that you can lift these ribs here. No pressure in this bottom leg. You're lifting up. And then as you breathe, you notice again those muscles in the torso moving ever so subtly as we breathe. And then bring that back and heel toe just that right foot in again, I'm sorry. And then the other foot. We'll just stay with that. One foot, the other foot. And then we'll come into that reach up and out and then that lateral tilt. Stretching into the body here. One more breath. And then we'll exhale and we'll come on back and heel toe just that left foot in and sit tall once again. Nice big inhale here. Exhale the arms out to the side. And let's just take little circles here with the hands in one direction and then little circles in the other direction. Let's do that again. Forward 3 or 4 times. Notice how the back muscles move and then reverse it. And then let's float them down. Lifting just your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale and then side up the mouth. Let's do that again. You can make noise. Just feel that release as the hands and arms sink towards the floor as you release the shoulders down. Let's take another inhale here. This time we're going to twist to the right, but instead of bringing the arms all the way down, we bring them out into that T formation. and then back up through center and over to the other side. And then back again. So let's do that a couple more times. 2 on the right, and we'll do 2 on the left. Back and forth with your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale up, and then rain those fingers down at your side. Roll those shoulders, loosen up in your shoulders, and your back here, and back and down. So let's come into some cat-cows here. So I'm going to turn a little sideways so you can see what's going on here. So when I come into cat, my belly button pulls in, my back starts to round, shoulders round. Maybe my elbows come out to the side, and we're tucking our chin. And then as we inhale, we lift forward a little bit, push into the legs, maybe even draw the hands back towards the hips a little bit, drawing the elbows in, and take a gaze upward. Exhale as you come into cat. Inhale as you come up into your cow position here. Little arch in the back maybe, if you can do that. And of course, if you feel any pain or pinching, don't do it as much, just do a little. So a little might look like this for you, right? So find your cat-cow and let's do 2 more. And release back to center. How did you do? I'm sure you did wonderful. So now I'm going to turn to the side a little bit once again and send this other leg back into a lunge, turning my gaze off to the side of the chair. And bring my arms up. And there's a lift out of the upper body here and a pressing down into the feet. So I'm pressing my whole foot on the side of the chair, and the leg that's back, I'm on the ball of the foot. And then we'll release that down, and let's circle this arm up and over, reaching as we inhale, exhaling as it comes down. Whatever range of motion you can do here, and then we'll reverse it. So we'll take the palm out this time and circle it back. One more time. And then hold it back there. Rest it on your thigh or grab onto the chair. We're going to take this front hand and lift it up into a sort of archer or happy warrior position here. But really stretching, one hand down, one hand up. And even this is a twist for the body. It doesn't feel like it, but because you're going in 2 directions, you are stretching diagonally across the body. And then we'll release that all the way to center. Release that back foot in and turn towards the front of your chair. And let's take 2 cat-cows. We round forward, exhaling. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale and round forward. Inhale. And then exhale back to neutral. Let's go to the other side. One foot on the side of the chair, the other foot back on the ball of the foot. And then there's this lift right here in the core of the body. Bring the hands up and just stretch it out. Maybe pulling those arms back alongside your ears and keeping them somewhat narrow. And on your next exhale, we'll release them down. And let's just circle this outside hand up and over. Finding movement in the shoulder and in the upper back here. One more. And then we'll reverse that. So we turn the palm out. Still keeping that tall seat in the chair. And the next time it comes around into the back, we're just going to let it rest on that thigh. We're going to take the front hand up And stretch through the front side of the body once again. And exhale and release it down. Bring that foot in, pivot to the front once again. And now let's heel toe those feet out as wide as is comfortable for you. Sitting about halfway in the chair, we're going to take a twist here. So I'm going to take my left hand over to the right side, outside of that thigh. Take the other hand out. Now this hand is going to make an arc back and up as I lean forward, dropping the front shoulder down and lifting through that back arm. Feeling a twist in your core. Gaze can be off to the side that you're turning towards, or maybe turning the head and looking at that thumb up there. And then we'll exhale and we'll release that. Sit tall for a moment, heel toe the feet in to release the inner thighs, and then we'll heel toe them back out and take it to the other side. Sit tall, hand to the outside of the opposite thigh, cross your body here, and we lean that shoulder in and take this free arm up and back and twist in the ribs, keeping the feet anchored, keeping the seat strong in the chair here, and maybe turning our gaze to that thumb. And then taking 3 breaths here. And on your third exhale, we slowly release it. Come center and heel toe those feet in. How you doing? Let's take a moment here. Our mountain in the chair. So we're sitting tall, lifting the upper body, lowering the back side of the body downward. So we're going to do a little for our legs here, and there's 2 ways to do it. So the first way is to press the feet into the floor and just squeeze your glutes. Squeeze the belly in and then release everything down. Squeeze and release. So you can stay with that, but I want you to feel that motion as you squeeze your glutes. The body comes up a little bit. You're not leaving the chair, but you feel those muscles working. If you want to try this with me, I'm going to lean a little forward and come right out of the chair, give those glutes a squeeze, and then with control, making sure the chair's there, lower back down. Inhale up, and then exhale down. 2 more. Either you're staying in the chair and you're squeezing like we did at the beginning, or you're strengthening your legs here with this lift right out of the chair and back down again. And pause. Pause in your mountain. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a few breaths. Good, nice. So now we're going to bring our right foot to our left thigh. Now, if this is very uncomfortable for you, you can just cross the right ankle in front and push the knees out to the side with your leg muscles. So this could be position 1, and this could be position 2. And then if you're not feeling anything, I'm already feeling it on this outer thigh, I'm letting the knee fall out, but I keep this foot a little bit in line with the leg so that the foot and the knee are safe. And then maybe we place the hands out in front of us and lean into it. Just pause here for a moment and breathe. So even here, we're not rounding the back. So I want you to, even though the arms are coming forward, I want you to pull those muscles on your back towards your spine. Feel that engagement in your back. Maybe 2 more breaths here. And then we'll exhale and we'll come all the way back up and carefully put that foot back down on the floor. Pause for a few breaths here. Notice how one leg feels compared to the other now. Maybe even thinking from the inside out, is there a difference? And then we'll try it on the other side. Position 1, we're going to put left foot in front of the right, or we're going to bring it up here onto the thigh. Letting that knee fall out to the side, letting gravity help us, sitting tall, squeezing the shoulders back and bringing the hands forward. A little flex with that foot, keeping the foot in line with the legs so that we protect our knee. We don't have to lean far forward. We just want to lean till we feel that outer hip stretching, and we pause there for a few breaths. On your next inhale, come up, release the foot down, uncross the ankles if you've crossed them, and just pause here for a moment. So now sitting up nice and tall, we're going to lift that right knee towards your chest and lower it down. Just like that, nice and easy, but as high as you can get it. Let's try that on the other side. Good. Now we're going to bring the hands up. As we bring the hands down, we're going to hold behind that thigh and draw that knee closer to the chest. And at the same time, we're going to lift up and squeeze the shoulders back. And then exhale, release it, release the leg. Let's try it on the left. Everything working here. So the leg comes in, we help it with the hands, and at the same time we squeeze the shoulders back, tuck the chin, and then release it. So let's do that 2 more times on each side. First the right, squeeze it in, and squeeze the back. Don't forget both parts. And release it down. Other side. Strengthening in our core here, our lower abs and our upper abs. Strengthening the back side, release it down at the same time. So I'll just roll those shoulders around a little bit, loosen up, and roll them back and down. And then we'll lift those hands up in front of us, up overhead if you can. Take them behind the head. Push them out into a T. Let's have the fingertips up at first. Feel the stretch in the underside of the arm. And then we'll rotate those fingers down, but keep the arms lifting, keep them lifting. And then release it all down. Let's do it again. Flex at the wrist, fingers up at first, push out, push out. And then rotate them down, feel that deep, deep stretch. And then release them down. One more time. Squeezing the back a little here to help you hold the arms. So you're not just using the arm muscles here, exhale down, but you're using the upper torso to help you hold those arms up. And now let's take that right arm up and left arm down. And here we go again, crossing across. The energy now crosses the body, not the arms so much, they're going in opposite directions, but the energy crosses the middle of the body. Let's try it on the other side. And release it down and shake it out. So now we're going to come into what's called half Lord of the Fish. So you can start out by crossing one foot in front of the other and really squeeze those thighs together. So this could be position 1. And position 2 would be a cross-legged position like this. I'm going to stay here today. One foot is anchored into the earth and we sit tall. And then we're going to take those hands up, and then when we bring them down, we're going to twist over to the side and bring that opposite hand right across the body, pressing it to the outside of that thigh so that we can lift our chest. And then we're going to turn our gaze to that back thumb. And the deeper you twist, the more you're going to massage your internal organs. Because in this twist, we feel the breath even deeper, moving or trying to move those muscles in the torso. And the twist resists, so we get that dualism, that resist and work going together. Exhale, release all of that. Shake it out, uncross. So again, crossing the opposite foot in front or crossing the legs here, we're going to cross the body over and press into that leg that we're going to turn towards. So I have my palm out, and then I'm going to take this other arm back, and as I do, I sit a little taller and turn my body in that direction. And tuck the chin, maybe turn the head a little. Half Lord of the Fish here. Twisting deeper into those ribs, and yet still breathing here. Finding our breath. And finding that little bit of movement in the ribs and in the organs and the muscles of our torso. Exhale, release head, shoulders, arm, and then uncross the legs. Lift the heels and lower them. Just kind of loosen up now. Coming to the close of our class here, lift the toes. And then we'll take those arms up and just kind of rain them down, wiggling the fingers. One more cross body move here. We're going to take our one arm across, and I'm going to hold on to the upper part of the arm, not the elbow, the upper part of the arm to hold it here. Palm is up. Make a fist and release it. So even in our hands here, we get a little work. We're sitting tall. And we're breathing prana into this hand and this arm and opening up the shoulder. A lot going on here. And then we'll release it out. Other arm comes across, palm up, and give it a few squeezes. Holding the upper part of the arm here, not pressing on the elbow. A few more times. And then we'll release that arm down. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders, and we're going to sit back a little bit in the chair. We're going to lift one knee, and the opposite shoulder is going to come towards it. How far is really up to you. If you can get all the way there, that's good. That's a nice twist. Also, stay on the same side. So lifting the same leg, turn towards it and touch it if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Get as close as you can. Let's try 3 on the other side. Turn and release. Turn and release. And release it down. Or release those fingers. Give them a shake. And once again, bring those fingertips to our shoulders. And let's circle the elbows up, back, and down. Nice big circles, as big as you can make them. And let's go in the other direction. And releasing it down. So one more nice twist to end our class today. Because we're focusing on twists, we're going to sit on the side of the chair, hold opposite side of the chair. I'll turn my chair a little bit so you can see. Sitting tall, we're going to turn. Start with the ribs, keeping your gaze over the knees. And then once you're as far twisted in the torso, you can turn your head and look at the back of your room. I'm not pulling on the chair. I'm using the ribs here. The chair's just there for guidance, helping me stay nice and tall. Twisting, keeping the shoulders in a nice line across the body, if you can. And then we'll exhale, we'll release that head, shoulders, and then tiptoe around all the way over to the other side. Both feet on the side of the chair, sitting tall. Holding on to opposite sides of the chair, chin tucked. We turn the ribs first, turn the torso. And once we've gone as far there as we can, keep the shoulders even, turn the head. And then just hold here in this very deep twist. one more breath. And then we'll exhale and we'll release, release forward, coming all the way around to the front of the chair. And then separate the feet a little bit, and we're going to drop one shoulder into the center and lift it up, and then the other shoulder. Just kind of loosening up those ribs now that we just twisted with, stretching those muscles out. The next time you bring your right shoulder to the center, just hold it there, and then look down at your sneaker or your toes and reach through the crown of your head just a teeny, teeny little bit. And then inhale that all the way up. Let's try it on the other side. We're just holding the twist here and stretching a little more forward with the torso, stretching out those muscles. And then we'll lift it back and up. And then we'll bring those feet back in, and we'll take a nice stretch here, anchoring ourselves with one hand. Go cross body here, over to the other side with that arm overhead if you can, or here if you can. Either way, you're going to get a nice stretch in your side body. And then we'll bring it back, and we'll do that on the other side. Just take it up and over. Try to have your arm alongside your head or your ear here. That's always good. Gets the deepest stretch. But again, if you have to be here, that's where you be. You listen to your body here today. Always. Our bodies talk to us, and it's our job to listen. And then bring it back and down. And let's just take those shoulders again and roll them forward. And we'll roll them back and down. And then we'll take both arms up and we'll reach as high as we can, dropping the shoulders down our back, lifting our gaze, lifting our chest up towards the sky here. Maybe reaching out to one side a little deeper and then the other. And then we float them down forward, halfway, right here, and then take them out to the side and bring them all the way down. Good, beautiful. You did fabulous today. So we're going to sit back in our chair and do one more twist, and that's in the neck. Be mindful of how it feels. You can go a little or you can go deeper and then come back to center. Always have the chin parallel to the floor here. I kind of tuck mine a little bit to remind me. And then I turn in the other direction. And come on back to center. Again, to one side. Sort of looking, lining that chin up over the shoulder. And back to center. Other direction. And back to center. Good. Now just the eyes over to one side. Back to center. Over to one side. And back to center. Again. Just the eyes. Everything else stays very still. And then back to center. And then close your eyes and press into the thighs ever so slightly so that you feel that anchor. Anchor your feet on the earth and just pause here. And once again, go inward. How does your body feel? Is there a change? Did you feel your practice helped you in some way today to feel more energized, maybe more stimulated or refreshed or nourished? There's many words for what we feel at the end of our yoga practice. And then we bring the hands together and create a little warmth. And then just hover it over your eyes for a moment. And then open your eyes and bring the hands to your heart and bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Namaste. Join me again for chair yoga.